So let's dive into my favorite Week 11 defensive streamers, starting with Pittsburgh. 19% rostered. Went to them last week. They got me 10 points. Did not disappoint. Big fan of going back to the well here because they get another home matchup. They look damn good after returning TJ Watt, and they're facing the team they faced in Week 1, Cincinnati, when they had over 25 fantasy points, depending on your scoring settings. Love to see it. Now, Watt didn't have a sack, but he could just tell how different this defense operates. And quote their cornerback, quoting Wallace, says, each and every play I look up, he's doing something. He's affecting every play, disrupting so much. You can feel his presence when he's out on the field. You absolutely could feel that if you just watch the game, how good this defense did, allowing just 10 points, less than 200 yards of total offense against the Saints. A great fantasy effort. And they didn't even have Mika Fitzpatrick, who is expected to return from his appendix surgery this past week. So I really like them. Yes, the Bengals, a much better offense than the Saints, but again, giving up the second most sacks in the league, top 10 in terms of fantasy points allowed on the season. It's not impossible, and they've definitely looked far less explosive without Jamar Chase, who is still looking a little gimpy these days. So I don't think he plays this week. I think it's a solid matchup for your Steelers. If you went to him last week, I wouldn't be cutting and hunting around. I'd continue to ride it out, and they're still out there. If you missed the well last week, I think another 10-plus point effort is well within reach. But I also love the New York Jets. I think a genuine top 5 real-life defensive unit right now. We saw them hold the Bills to 17 points, turn over Josh Allen twice, including 5 sacks against one of the top offenses in the entire NFL. That was an incredible game by this defensive effort. They're 6-3, and the huge part of it is this incredible defense. Sauce Gardner might be the best quarterback in the NFL right from the start, and they're getting if they could do that to the Bills, they could just go right in and smash the Patriots, who they had a great time against last time this team's matchup, 21% rostered. So not a lot of people giving them the respect a lot of those top defensive units get. They had 6 sacks against New England last time out in Week 8. They have not given up 20 points in 6 straight games, only once rather. So five games, 20 or fewer points. This is a great defense. Again, I just want to keep emphasizing it. Yeah, they're on the road, but number 10 fantasy defense since Week 4, and just real life wise, so damn talented. Easy matchup against New England. Don't overthink this one. Speaking of that Bengals-Steelers matchup, I think the Bengals are very viable, even on the road. They've been a solid defense. Now, not a ton of sacks, only 14 toward the bottom of the league there, but they're top 10 in so many other metrics, including yards allowed, 324, 12th in points allowed, 20.6. They're favorites on the road against a defense giving up, or a offense rather, Steelers, giving up the 3rd most points to defenses. We know Kenny Pickett just loves to get picked. So ultimately, I do think this defense, fairly opportunistic, despite the lack of sacks here, could be a solid offense. They've 10th in total defense so far on the year, and ultimately solid. Pittsburgh, again, 27 sacks. It's no joke here what they've surrendered on the season. So yes, they've been a light sacked unit here with the Bengals, but this could be the matchup. They get it done. And the last one, if all 3 of those ones are gone, this is a scary one. You got to swallow a little puke back, but the Commanders, 5% rostered. Why would we ever consider these guys? Well, we just saw them stifle the Eagles defense, the Eagles offense, the undefeated Eagles on Monday Night Football, looking really solid. And actually, since Taylor Heineke took over, this team is rallying as a whole, including a defensive unit. They have kept all their opponents since Week 5 at 21 or fewer points. They've had 2 5-sack games in their last 4, and now they're getting Chase Young back. So could be an even better unit this next couple of weeks. They also get stud middle linebacker Cole Holcomb coming back. Houston too. So they're already playing well. The fact that, again, they could shut down the Eagles as well as they did going to the Texans. Talk about a cakewalk afterwards. Great spot for this defense. Texans are averaging 16.6 per game, bottom 3 in the NFL, allowing nearly 3 sacks per game, also bottom in the NFL in that spot. So I am, again, after this fired up offense, this defensive effort rather, against the Eagles, I think they could continue to roll here Sunday. So those are my 4 ones. I would rank them, again, in the order I present them, but Jets versus Steelers, very close. Those are my top 2. Bengals mixed right into there as well. And then Commanders, my 4th option, but pretty sneaky, sexy 4th option here. And these defensive streamers have been crushing it so far this year. So I hope they crush it for you yet again in week 11. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.